Namaste. My name is Neelima. Welcome to Reflections Along the Way podcast, where you will be listening to reflections from learnings and experiences along my life's journey. So far, in all the previous lessons, we've tried to understand what happiness is, where it is, and how do we get happiness? What are the constraints? What is blocking us from experiencing that happiness, that permanent bliss? We've understood how we have to have some self-restraints and a discipline to really experience that unlimited freedom. We also saw how there should be a balance between the outer world and the inner world. And if you do not have the inner strength or equanimity within yourself, we cannot experience the outer world with happiness, because the happiness is not in the objects. And we've also seen how at every moment we have two paths, two choices that we can make. It can be either a choice based on what is good for us or a choice based on what is pleasant for us at the moment. And we saw how taking the right choice will eventually give us that permanent happiness. Religion, the theme of any religion, is to bring transformation within our inner selves so that we can experience that equanimity, that unshakable peace, to live that lives of inspired joy, irrespective of what the outer world throws at us, what the outer circumstances are. And that is the theme of all the scriptures in the world. So now, with that theme in mind, the ancient masters, the spiritual masters, examined life. So what essentially is life? They saw that life is a series of experiences. It's one experience after the other, right? Life is nothing but we having experiences one after the other. And for our life to be of good quality, to be a happy life, basically every experience should be a good experience. That's how we can have a good life. And it's similar to how if you're building a home and you make sure that each brick, the quality of each brick is good. Otherwise, the quality of home wouldn't be good. So similarly, the types of experiences we have determine what the nature of our life is. So basically, how do we gain an experience? We gain an experience when we either receive something, a stimulus from the world, or we respond to something in the world, right? For an experience to happen, there should be three factors, three things. One is the experiencer, subject, who is experiencing the object. So basically, there should be an experiencer, the object of experience, and the experiencing, which is the relationship between the subject and the object. So these three factors are necessary for gaining any experience. For example, Swamiji gives an example here. Suppose there is a subject named Meera and she receives a cable or a telegram, which is the object. The news of the death of her grandmother is in the cable. Suppose Meera hasn't seen that cable yet. So there is a subject who is Meera and there is an object which is the cable. But the experience hasn't happened because Meera is unaware of the death of her grandmother because she hasn't seen that cable. For a subject to actually experience the object, then the relationship has to be established. And that is established by Meera reading the contents of that cable. So that is the experience. And then she experiences sorrow because of that contact between the subject and the object. So the experiencer is the subject who gains the experiences of the world through the instruments of experience, right? And what are the instruments of experience? They are the body, mind, and intellect. Every one of us, we gain different experiences from three different worlds through these three different kinds of equipment. So the three worlds are the fields of our experiences. When we are contacting the world through the body, we experience the world of objects. That means we perceive, we see, we taste, like that. When we are experiencing the world through the mind, we experience the world of emotions and feelings. When we contact the world through the intellect, we experience the world of thoughts, ideas. If we are experiencing the world of objects through the body, then we must be something different from the body, right? I mean, if we are experiencing something, feelings or emotions from the mind, then we must be something different from the mind. Similarly, if we are having experiences of the world of ideas through the intellect, then we must be something different from the intellect. So the subject is a different factor altogether. Subject is not the body, mind or intellect, even though there is some intimate relationship between the subject and these three instruments of experience. When the subject is identified with each of these three instruments of experience, then the subject becomes a different aspect of personality. When we are identified with our bodies, then we become the perceiver, where we are experiencing the world of objects. Similarly, when we are identified with the mind, we become the feelers, where we are experiencing the world of emotions and feelings. When we are identified with the intellect, we become the thinker, experiencing the world of thoughts, ideas. However, we are neither the objects, emotions, or thoughts, which are, in short called as OET, where O is objects, E is emotions, and T is thoughts, nor are we the instruments of experience, which are the body, mind, and intellect, which are in short termed as BMI. B stands for body, M for mind, and I for intellect. We are something totally different. We are neither BMI nor the OET. Because if we were the body, then we would not be experiencing the world of objects through the body. So some body is completely different from what we are then. Similarly, it's the same with mind and intellect. They are completely different from who we are. So who am I then? Who are we? Who is the real I then? Whenever we think of I, we think of our body, mind and intellect, and we define ourselves also in terms of the body, mind and intellect, right? And we'll study that in the coming episodes. Thank you for listening to today's reflections. If you'd like to connect with me, please visit bluishmuse.com. Until next time, Namaste.